I can't let this friendship go because what if another one like it is never going to appear again? Like if I say that to myself in thinking about relationships and dating, if this one person leaves, I'll never find anyone else. Like, do you really think that? This is Mindset by Natalia, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about friendship breakups. We talk often about romantic relationships and how they come to an end, but we don't often talk about the hurt that resides when you break up and have a friendship breakup. So let's go through what an actual friend is. What is a friend? We all have a different definition. Friends, are they someone that just accompany us through life, make it easier, make it enjoyable? Is it people that unconditionally love us and are there for us and stand up for us in times when things get difficult? What is a friend? Truly ask yourself, because you might think that everyone has a different definition. And because you think that, you may be attracting different types of friends into your life. How far would you truly go for a friend? The other day I was listening to this podcast. I'll put it up if I remember the title. And this guy was talking about the importance of friendships. How far are we really willing to go for our friendships? What does it mean to be a real, genuine friend, to be there for someone, especially when things get tough? Because there's this quote that I love so much. I refer back to it all the time. It's not fair that we laugh together, but we cry alone. So in this story, there were two friends. One of the friends had just had a family member, a parent, someone extremely close to them had just passed away. And the friend was helping them through, right? The grieving process, being there for them. And this friend made a commitment, sent out a message or something saying, hey, I am going to call you every single day at 9 a.m. Don't feel like you have to pick up. Don't feel like you have to do anything about it. But when you need me, pick up that call and we can talk however long you want. And it took maybe like a couple weeks, a couple months that this guy kept calling his friend over and over every single day at 9 in the morning. And then the consistency kept going. And finally, one day, this other friend that just comes to it and he's like, okay, I'm going to answer today. He answers the phone and they have 2 hour long conversation. And he calls him again the next day and the next day. And they start talking and they start talking. And it just made me realize, and this is exactly what the guy that was on the podcast was saying, how many of us are genuinely that kind of friend? How many of us hold space to be that kind of friend? Genuinely, when the people that we love the most and need us the most, are we willing to be there for them? And not being there in a sense of, yeah, like call me whenever you want. No, like intentionally saying, I know that this is going to be hard for you to reach out, but I'm taking that step to do that first, and I'll be here when you need me. That's a really beautiful thing. And that's honestly the kind of friendship that I strive for. I think that if I had even one person, two people, three people, how many ever people in my life that I could rely on that much, I would consider myself to be the luckiest person in the world. And again, what do we need to do if we want to attract that kind of person? We need to become that. We need to become that friend ourselves for the people in our lives around us. Let's talk about unconditional love. Unconditional love, we often say, is reserved for family, for our parents, the love of a mother for her child, this unconditional love, this you could do anything in the world and I would still love you. And that's something I've been working on a lot lately, how to have that for yourself, how to say to yourself, I am innately worthy of being loved. I love myself. No matter what I do, no matter the actions, no matter how I show up, I deserve to love myself as I am, just simply for being. And again, we name this a lot when it comes to family, but I want to talk about, how does this look? How could this look if this became the normal in our friendships? If we held so much love and compassion for people and just genuinely loved from our hearts, not loved in order to receive something back, not saying, I've given something to you, so now you need to give it back to me. And I think that that is a really difficult thing. With all this, I also want to talk about how culture shapes how we see friendships in our life. So many different cultures have come up into my life, and I see differences that they hold when it comes to friendship. Difference in how they speak to each other, differences in how they even touch, how they celebrate, how they do things together, what they do together. And it made me think a lot about how much culture shapes the way that we see our relationships, shapes what is appropriate, what's inappropriate, what is considered very normal, what's considered very disrespectful in friendships. So take a look at that. I'm not saying that culture has everything to do with how your friendships are, but I do think that there is a part of culture and friendship that we as a society don't talk about enough when it comes to this form of cultural friendships and how we shape our identity around them. It makes me question, like, how do I see friendships? How do other people see friendships? Friendship breakups can sometimes hurt even more so than romantic relationships. Romantic relationships, who's there to pick us back up? It's our friends, it's our family, it's the people around us. Who's there to pick us up when you have a friendship breakup? Maybe another friend, maybe a partner, maybe your family that you can talk to. But genuinely, I think that since it's not talked about enough and it's not given the same recognition as a romantic relationship, I feel like we struggle with it more. We carry on more weight about it. We think more about the regrets, how it should have gone, how maybe you didn't feel like you were good enough to be with this person, to have them as a friend. In some of my previous friendship relationships that I've had, one thing that's come up a lot for me personally has been this feeling of not feeling like I was good enough. Like I had to prove my worth. Like I had to prove that I was good enough or I was fun enough or I had to make this like spectacle out of myself in order to just to gain the bare minimum, to gain companionship and to have friends that truly genuinely supported me. And that's the thing, like when you give people the opportunity to show who they are, you have to see it for what it is. And again, for me, I think that one thing that was really difficult for me, I kept giving people chances over and over and over again in so many of my relationships. And I think what hurt me the most was the fact that I, as being the one that had gotten hurt out of the relationship for whatever reason, I was still always the one to come back and be like, hey, let's figure this out. Let's talk about it. Let's work through it. But those people were not willing to do that. So then I was left with this feeling of, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, you hurt me. I forgive you. And you still don't want to be friends with me? It was like, kind of like a slap in the face. Like, and I think that that had to do with maybe me being too much of a people pleaser and not having enough boundaries around the kind of relationships I wanted. And again, like having a scarcity mindset around relationships. I can't let this friendship go because what if another one like it is never going to appear again? Like if I say that to myself in thinking about relationships and dating, if this one person leaves, I'll never find anyone else. Like, do you really think that? When your friends talk to you and they're like, if this guy doesn't like me, I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life. You're like, that's logically not true. Your heart maybe feels like it because you care so much, but we can't associate this scarcity around relationships, any kind of relationships, because remember, desperation repels. People don't want to be around any kind of desperate energy, whether that's friendships or romantic relationships. Memories can haunt you. Living in the past and living in regret and repeating the things that you did, the things that they did, taking on a victim narrative and blaming other people or your friends for what they did, all of that pulls you out of the present moment. And again, what happens when we live in the past? What happens when we live in these memories and we just repeat them over and over again? They transcend in our dreams. They come up as fears later on where we don't want to make other friends. We're so hurt and we have so much resentment or anger or sadness and we just keep it all in. You are still able to choose a different lifestyle. You're still able to choose the kind of friends that you want to have, the boundaries that you'll set up. It's never too late to do those things. And especially with friendships, more and more people wonder, how can I connect, especially as adults? How can I make friends as an adult? How can I have those genuine relationships with people? And the truth is, as we know, it starts with yourself. You have to be your own best friend. But after that, you have to let go of the old story that you've been repeating yourself for years and years that are keeping you in that fear, keeping you in that darkness that literally doesn't let you come out and build new thriving relationships. Those relationships are here and they're waiting for you. Just like I said in my video about quantum physics, something like gravity. Gravity has always existed. It just so happened that someone came along and gave it a name one day. Just like that, your best friends, your best people, the people that are exactly meant for you, they already exist in the world. It's just a matter of you aligning with that and aligning with their vibration so that you easily attract them into your life. Life is long, so don't burn bridges. I think that there's something to be said about friendships where it has to be one or the other, either your best friends or your worst enemies now. And again, life is so long, you never know the path that life is going to take you. Maybe one day this person will come back into your life. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. It's not like you're clinging on to the hope of desiring that they'll come back into your life one day, but just realize that life is so long. So much can happen. So many events in your life and their lives can lead you back together. I know that sometimes in the beginning you need to completely distance yourself. And if it is something like that, like this person truly hurt you, you truly don't need them in your life, then yeah, goodbye, don't need to see it anymore. But again, only resentful and angry people come back to that and are like, now I have to take vengeance. Now it's this whole plot. It's, as we say, love and hate aren't opposites. It's like when you genuinely don't even think about it anymore. That's the opposite of love. Like indifference. I don't even think about it. You never know. You never know when people are going to come back into your life, when they'll want to make the effort again, when you will. So life is long. Don't burn bridges. Learn to embrace yourself. Learn to be with yourself. Learn to be that best friend, that person that's the most important thing in your life. Learn that to be for you first. Again, you can't be the best friend. You can't attract your best friends if you don't know how to be that first. There's always people that are talking about, like, if you want a romantic partner, if you want your best friend, write down a big list of every little detail, like manifesting, literally manifesting exactly the kind of person that you want. Write it all down and then be that list. Become that list. Whoever you want to attract, you have to be. And this is such an easy way to do this because you have, just like anything, you have full control of choosing the kind of people that you want to attract into your life. Remember, if there's people that are constantly coming into your life that you're unhappy with, you're the common denominator. So just do some digging, learn what it is that you're accepting, the things that you want to change, adapt to that, start with yourself, and then start building new relationships. Last step to all of this is to go out and create your new friendships. You need time to heal. You need to go through it. You need to feel how you feel, just like in a romantic relationship. But there does come a point where you have to just let go of that narrative truly. It's like no more tears shed, no more thoughts around it. And you have to just go, be brave, and start building new relationships. I think it does really help again if you do start manifesting it and know exactly the kind of person that you're looking for and be open to receiving it anywhere. You know, it could be at a coffee shop, it could be at an event, it could be at school. You never know, but just open yourself up because if you're not open, you maybe don't realize that the person standing next to you right now is that person that could be a really, really good companion to have in your life and a really true friend. I'm speaking all about this in my experience and how I've felt about these things and the friendship breakups that I've had over the years as well. And I'm taking this into account too. I am so excited to share on my Instagram, if you follow it at Mindset by Natalia, I will be posting a new friendship challenge that I'm going to have anyone can follow along with it. I'll be doing it myself and it'll be maybe like, I mean, you'll see, maybe like a week challenge, a month-long challenge of how we're just going to put ourselves out there, start conversations, start reaching out to people, and really build the community that you've always wanted. So if you're interested in that, again, go check out my Instagram. It will be coming soon. Last but not least, you are innately worthy of love. You are innately worthy just because you are a human being. The things that you do, your actions, and all of those things, they don't deter your worth. You are always worthy. It doesn't matter what else goes into it. Just because you're a human, you're worthy. And I want you to feel like you're also innately worthy of love. You're innately worthy of being the kind of love that you see in fairy tales and you see other people have. You deserve to have that too. You deserve to have an amazing relationship with your family and your friends and yourself and your partner, whoever it is. But just remember, you are choosing these people. Maybe not your family, but so many people say if things don't work out with their families or there's a lot of conflict that they just, it's just not a healthy situation for them to be in. People always say it, your friends are your next family. So treat your friends like it. And just as a little extra nice challenge to do at the end of the video, I want you to text 3 people right now. 3 people, 3 of your really amazing friends, and just tell them something that you're really, really grateful and appreciative about them. And I guarantee you that energy will transcend. They will send that, they will be happy, and all that energy of gratitude always comes back to you. So with that being said, thank you for watching today's video. I will see you next Friday. Bye.